Crick Buzz Centre Stage at Edgbaston. Adam Collins, Michael Vaughan on debut on Crick Buzz Centre Stage. What a day. What a ridiculous day of Test cricket, punctuated by, well, we're just going to say it, don't we? Steve Smith's best innings of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was here last year for Virat Kohli's 149 here in the first inning. That was right up there, but he was dropped. David Milan, second slip, boom, 20, should have been out. He was dropped. Incredible innings. Steve Smith today didn't give a chance. 1-2-2 for 8. Australia had lost the test match, and then all of a sudden the master, the craftsman, being booed from all corners of Edgbaston. Don't agree with that, but you know, who are we to say what can be booed and what can't? But that for me was one of the great test match innings.
Vaughan, you played some long innings for England in your time as a test player. How do you get into that mode that Steve Smith did today, where he just would not give it up? That concentration.
I think what he does better, and I don't think we give him enough credit, I think he reads the bowler better than anybody. Yes, of course, he picks up length quickly. He's got an orthodox technique, but it works his technique for the situation of the game and the situation of what the bowler's trying to deliver. And I think he's the best player that I've seen that can just pick up a cue from the bowler of where the ball's going to go. Because he looks like he's got all the time in the world. It looks like he can have a cigar, have a cup of tea, and then he plays his stroke. He's a master. You know, and from where he's been and what he's been doing over the last 16 months, all right, he's played in the one-day team, he played in the World Cup, but to come back after that break, under the scrutiny, the booing, and to deliver that test performance today, nothing short of remarkable.
And the scoreboard as well. It's 122 for 8 when Peter Siddle comes in. They put on 88, and then he puts on 74 with Nathan Lyon for the 10th wicket. He wasn't doing it with established players. He was essentially playing the old Steve Waugh role of shepherding the tail.
Yeah, and that's what he's done it against England before. You know, the last Ashes series in Australia did exactly the same. Peter Siddle's got the best technique in the Australian team. I will say that now. He's got the perfect forward defence, the perfect cover drive, the bouncer, he comes and he ducks and he weaves, back foot defence, great alignment with his feet. You look at the Aussies today, a lot of their alignment, the front foot was going too far over to the off stump and just outside, playing across that front pad. You're looking at Wade, you're looking at Bancroft, they've got that kind of technique, so the English bowlers will just target that pad throughout the whole series. Peter Siddle, Nathan Lyon, a little bit more open in his stance, but again, plays straight, plays with balance. We saw it with Jack Leach. There's something about tail enders at the minute. They're showing the top order players in Test cricket how to play. Especially
given as well how efficiently England bowled early on. Stuart Broad took his 100th wicket against Australia today and of course did the job up top, as did Chris Wokes. It's like the World Cup final, or semi-final rather, all over again, watching Wokes bowl on his home ground here at the start of the day. They took the early wickets, they made the incision, they were punching the Australian bruise, they just couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, and England were doing exactly what, you know, I believe Joe Root was going to do at the toss, bowling. You know, they got the perfect day to bowl. The clouds were around. They had a bit of nibble there. There was a bit of swing. They were bowling with great consistency. They were questioning techniques. That's exactly what this England attack need to do. But I also thought when Smith got in with Siddle, it almost, I know Jimmy Anderson's gone, but it also just told you that they needed pace. They needed an Archer, they needed a Mark Wood, someone to be a difference in the attack, and that's what England lacked today. Jimmy Anderson fit, I'm pretty sure Australia wouldn't have got that score, but the fact is they didn't have someone who could just blow away Peter Siddle, blow away Nathan Lyon, and it allowed Smith to have confidence. And I think as a batsman, when you're in, if your tail enders can play with confidence and know they're not going to get hit on the melon and not get whacked on the toe, and they know they can play straight and get away with it, you know, I think as a batsman you gain a lot of confidence, and that's exactly what Steve Smith did today. He knew that they could hang around, and he just waited and waited, and then he chose his right moment to go on the attack.
Jimmy Anderson off for scans this afternoon, wasn't here for the back half of the day, Vaughan. We saw Glenn McGrath stand on a ball out here in 2005. I'm sure many people asked you about it today. Obviously it worked out pretty well for you on that day, but there are some parallels there, aren't there? Jimmy Anderson's so crucial to this attack.
Yeah, redemption, isn't it? Australia's redemption with Jimmy Anderson getting injured. I think it's a massive sway in the series. I really do. Jimmy Anderson fit for 5 test matches in English conditions. There's not many teams win a series over that amount of time. Jimmy Anderson out of the series or out for 3 of the 5 test matches. You have to say that's a massive sway for Australia. You only have to have, if you were honest to say to all the Australian top order, Jimmy Anderson's not going to play for 5 games. There'll be champagne corks being popped in that dressing room right now, as there were in 05 when, you know, we knew that Glenn McGrath wasn't going to be playing at Edgbaston. That gave us a massive boost. And I just think if the Australians know that Jimmy's going to be missing for a few games, I think the top order will gain a huge amount of confidence.
The Australian fast bowlers, it's their job tomorrow. Pattinson, Cummins, Peter Siddle and Nathan Lyon, the tweaker. They've got 284 runs to play with. England a 10 for none overnight. A fascinating day's cricket here in Birmingham. Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan for Crick Buzz Centre Stage. We can't wait to do it all again tomorrow.